Welcome. Thank you for checking out these Advent moments from Resurrection Lutheran Church. My name is Deacon Marie Baker, and I am the Director of Children and Family Ministry at Resurrection. This Advent season, we are exploring How Does a Weary World Rejoice? This week, we are rejoicing by allowing ourselves to be amazed. Let's start our time together with a prayer. This prayer comes from a sanctified art, and it is a poem by the Reverend Sarah Speed. God, the birds could spend their lives on telephone wires, feet under them, sure and steady, or they could open their wings, leave the ground, and let the wind carry them home. I want to be like the birds. I want an open heart, open arms, open eyes. Give me a sky view, for I do not want to miss a thing. Amen. This prayer gives me a thought. How often do I miss something because I am tired? I'm not saying there's something wrong with getting rest when we are tired or taking Sabbath. I think it is so important to practice Sabbath. However, I am pointing out the times that I use being tired as an excuse. But what if we give ourselves permission, despite being tired, to still be amazed, to find what's wonderful, and let ourselves experience awe? Our Bible verse for this week is from Luke 1:57 through 66, titled The Birth of John the Baptist. Now the time came for Elizabeth to give birth. She bore a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown his great mercy to her, and they rejoiced with her. On the 8th day, they came to circumcise the child, and they were going to name him Zechariah after his father. But his mother said, "No, he is to be called John." They said to her, "None of your relatives has this name." Then they began motioning to his father to find out what name he wanted to give him. He asked for a writing tablet and wrote, "His name is John." And all of them were amazed. Immediately, his, being Zechariah, his mouth was open and his tongue freed, and he began to speak, praising God. Fear came over all their neighbors, and all these things were talked about throughout the entire hill country of Judea. All who heard them pondered them and said, "What then will this child become?" For indeed, the hand of the Lord was with him. They were going to name him Zechariah after his father. They had an expectation set. They were going to do what they had always done. And then it changed when Elizabeth told them otherwise. And Zechariah confirmed what she said. And they were amazed. And Zechariah rejoiced. For indeed, the hand of the Lord was with him. So, a few weeks ago, I bet a few of you listening were in this same boat. It was later in the evening, and I had already put my pajamas on, and I was getting ready to go to bed when the text messages started coming in. "Look outside. Check it out. Can you see them? Check out the northern lights." A few minutes later, my husband and son got home from their evening activities. And then, a few minutes after that, our whole family piled into the car and drove to where there were fewer city lights to get a better view. And as we drove, we noticed something else amazing. There were cars lining the country roads. And everyone out there was all there for the same reason. And we were all allowing ourselves to be amazed. We all could have sat at home. I was already in my pajamas. But instead, we allowed ourselves the opportunity to experience awe and wonder and to be amazed. In an article about cultivating awe in children, Jenny Friedman, the executive director of Doing Good Together, says, "We all know that amazing sensation of feeling part of something much larger than ourselves, of being upended by the vastness of the night sky or the intensity of great music. Research indicates that experiencing these magical feelings also changes how we approach our lives. It can make us more satisfied, less self-involved, less likely to feel starved for time, more grateful, and more likely to help others. These wow moments also stimulate curiosity, creativity, and innovation, all critical tools for solving complex social problems. Most important, they bring joy." Now, I know it's not every day that we have opportunities like seeing the Northern Lights, but there are, I think, opportunities every day to allow ourselves to be amazed, to pause and appreciate maybe the simple gesture of someone holding the door for us, or the beauty of the snow, the crispness of the air, a hug from a friend, or hearing a friendly voice. In a way, it's also noticing God in the world and helping us to feel connected to God. So, how does a weary world rejoice? We allow ourselves to be amazed. How can you allow yourself to be amazed today?